Joey Cantillo plays the north-south game to perfection. He's got a four-seam fastball in the low to mid-90s with a ton of ride, and he backs that up with a potentially plus changeup. Make sure you ask him about that one.
All right, joining us now, Joey. Did you you used some TV lingo just now. You're like, there's the rundown over there. I was impressed. Do you have a background in TV that I don't know about?
No, I mean, I watch TV though. I've seen these shows.
All right, I'm impressed. Well, Joey's joining us. So first, because I just love Hawaii, so we're going to go Hawaii first. Well, what's it like growing up playing baseball in Hawaii and then now making the move to be playing over here in the States?
Yeah, like you said,
mainland.
It really is the best place in the world. It's a special place, and I think growing up there, obviously, it's all you know, like everybody else. You realize it's a special place, and baseball is a really important sport back there. I mean, Hawaii and baseball are two of the biggest things. And then I think as far as just getting scouted and getting seen as I wanted to play, in college and try to get drafted, it was a little harder to do that. You got to make your way out here to the mainland.
I bet a lot of the scouts wouldn't complain trying to come watch you, though, right?
Yes, that is true. They always make a trip once a year. But yeah,
but that's pressure though.
You get one start, and some teams came out and saw me on some not so good days, and that was it. And I was lucky enough. San Diego's guy Justin Bauman liked me enough and invited me to a workout, and they drafted me.
History.
Well, also with that, I'd love to talk a little bit about your fastball trajectory.
Yeah.
We say velocity, but really trajectory, because I remember talking to pitching coaches years ago who said that they really thought that the best way to know to pitch is to basically not have an overpowering fastball, learn how to pitch, and then it shows up.
Yeah.
And you didn't there were times in high school I mean, at least as we remember it, mid 80s, that you're.
Yeah, I mean, you could say 84. You could also say 86. You could say 83. You could say 88. Yeah, I definitely didn't throw hard. I think I've always had a good fastball from some of those metrics that we didn't really know about in the game 5 to 10 years ago. It got on hitters, and regardless of the level of competition. And I think just it has been a big motivation for me and something I'm always focused on. Like, hey Joey, you could pitch at 90 miles per hour, but what can you do at 96? What can you do at 98? So that's always kind of driven me to kind of push the envelope.
And that's the fascinating part about it. Like you said, you've always had good movement to it, and that always has helped.
Yeah.
But is there any, does that translate naturally as the velocity? The movement just stays the same because it's all about grip, it's all about release point, all that.
I think there's a few different variables that go into that. I think it just depends on how you're moving and how you're impacting the ball. And I think with Cleveland, I've learned about a lot of those different metrics, a lot about the analytics behind the fastball and the movement of a pitch from a pitch profile and design standpoint, but also body mechanics and how your body's impacting the ball. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to throw the ball as hard as I can, and I want to maintain the ride and some of that carry metrics that we all talk about. But yeah, I think it is one of those things. I was just saying to someone earlier, I mentioned how I've thrown harder recently, but I think at the end of the day, better stuff is, velo is important, but you still gotta throw strikes. You still gotta learn how to pitch, like you said. You still gotta move the ball around, especially against better hitters. So I think that's something as I've gone up too. It's my stuff's better, but now you're learning how to read hitters and get through lineups multiple times. So I think that's the exciting part about all of this.
I also want to ask you, we had on just before you Clayton Beater, who also has gone through this experience, but you've gone through a trade. You've been drafted and then traded.
Yeah.
What is that like as a player?
It was weird. It really is. It's a whirlwind of emotions, like guys say. I wasn't in the big leagues like some of the guys getting traded, so maybe a little different feel. But I was at the alt site in 2020 with San Diego, and just different. You get traded, to a place didn't really know much about Cleveland's organization, and San Diego was all I knew. So yeah, it was unique and different. And
a little different weather, temperature. I mean, I have to say, but
we were
San
slow in
Diego's
San Diego.
pretty similar to Hawaii, but
San Diego is a great city.
Yeah. Now we talked to a lot of the players, and some of these guys faced each other before, maybe growing up and stuff like that. And so I'm just curious, is there anybody that you've played with that you're going to see tomorrow? Anybody you're looking forward to seeing in the future game?
One guy off the top of my head, to be honest, I don't know him, never met him or anything, but is it Kobe Keith or
Colt Keith, yeah.
Colt Keith, he came up. We saw him in Toledo. He came up, and I think I walked him once and he hit a ball hard. But he came up his first AB. I think he went deep. So I'm excited to see him, meet him.
Hey, now he's your teammate.
He seems like a good player, so it'll be interesting.
I know you said your sister lives here.
Yes, she does.
So I know you said you've been here before, but is there any advice for any of the guys looking to you of what to do in Siena while they're here?
I honestly couldn't give you a good answer on that. I love food. I'm a foodie, so I would say I want to eat good. I want to eat good and check out the city. I think anywhere being on the water, right? Pike's Market, so eat good, enjoy.
I love it. Well, we are really looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Good luck in the game.
Appreciate
Good
it.
luck in
Good
the
luck.
career, and we appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by.
All set?